Hey guys, this is Andrew. Today I'm going to be replacing the thermostat on a 2005 F250 with a 6-liter Powerstroke diesel. First thing you're going to want to do is drain about 2 gallons of fluid from your radiator, and I'll show you how to do that here in a second. But I first want to point out where the actual thermostat is. For those of you who don't know, it's going to be right here. You can see my finger. It's where this hose attaches to. There's a cast piece here with 2 bolts on either side, and those are 10 millimeter. You're going to want to undo those following draining 2 gallons from the radiator. Okay, so driver's side, underneath the truck near the front bumper, you're going to find this drain bolt here, which is a 3/4 inch. You can use a 3/4 inch closed end wrench. Fits perfectly. You're going to undo it about 3/4 of the way, and you'll see a nice steady stream drop out of this little outlet. I got a 1 gallon container here with a funnel just to catch any liquid, make sure it goes all into the container. If your fluid's been done recently, you could probably reuse it, but otherwise you'll look at getting some new fluid. And there's a lot of preferable products out there. Typically people say to use the Ford Gold stuff, but I've heard, good reviews on a couple different others, so do your research on that. But I'm going to go ahead and get my wrench and undo this plug, start draining. Once again, 2 gallons is going to be about the minimum you want to drain out of here, just to make sure when you do undo everything up top, you're not getting stuff leaking everywhere. All right, so after you drain liquid from the radiator, again, you're going to want to do about 2 gallons. You're going to want to remove the air filter assembly and this hose up here, which disconnects pretty easily. You undo this clamp back here, which you can see where my finger's pointing, undo that, and then you can kind of slide this part back, undo some connectors, and this all pops out from grommets that are bolted to the body or the frame. Pull this out. This will give you access to get your hands and your wrench in there to undo the thermostat and this hose. It just gives you a little bit more room to undo things. Okay, so I got the radiator hose off of the thermostat. In doing a comparison of the two, the one on the right is the old one, the one on the left is the new one. The one on the right is noticeably shorter by a 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, which I believe means this thing is stuck open. Not entirely sure, but I just doing a visual comparison here, it looks to be that way. Part number for the new thermostat is right there. This is a direct Ford replacement that I found, I think, on one of the big box store websites. $22. It was on sale. So grab yourself one of these. There's the part number. Right there you can see the opening for thermostat and where I'm going to put the new one. Make sure and clean whatever you can, because there's some leftover gunk there on the lip or the seat. So make sure and try and clean that off. It's kind of hard to scrape some of that stuff off, so I just have wiped it down pretty well. So here we go. I'm going to install the new thermostat, and the bolts that hold in place are 10 millimeter. So have that wrench handy. Here's a tip. So before you put that clamp down to seat on the thermostat so it doesn't move, make sure and do a test fit with the hose and the thermostat in the actual location. That way you can make sure the hose is lined up to where you're going to hook up to the radiator. All right guys, I got the new thermostat put on there. Bolts have been tightened, clamp has been tightened around the base there. So just make sure you don't over tighten those, get them snug, and then to where you're pretty tight with the wrench. You don't want to try and overdo it. Believe me, I've broken enough bolts in my day. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and tighten everything else up, put the hoses back, put the air filter back in. This degas bottle up here, I think is what they call it. I'm gonna leave the cap open after I fill it up, let it run a little bit, make sure I get any air bubbles out of there, then go ahead and tighten that up. You're gonna wanna drive your normal routine, or just take it out, let it get up to operating temperature, come back and check your fill range. Make sure it's in between the min and the max, which you can see here. You're going to make sure you're not above that or below it, and then you should be good to go. Thanks for tuning in. 2005 Powerstroke diesel. Stay tuned for more videos.